In this in-depth LearnDash review video, at the end of it, you're going to be able to decide if LearnDash is the right learning management system for you and everything to expect when using LearnDash. Hi, my name is Adam from WPCrafter.com, where I make WordPress tutorial videos for non-techies. If you're new here, consider clicking on the subscribe button and you will be joining 51,000 other subscribers on this channel that are in the same spot as you, just wanting to learn more about WordPress and make great decisions on what tools to use. There's a notification bell. You click on that and YouTube will also let you know when I have a new video. Today we're taking a look at LearnDash, which is one of the premier learning management system plugins for WordPress. So let's go ahead and jump right on in. So this is going to be an in-depth video, and because of that, the video might be a little longer than some other videos, but I promise to you that I'm going to make every minute of it count. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can increase the playback speed if you want to get through it quicker, and all of the information I'm going to go through, I'm going to try to go through it very concisely and some of it very quickly. There's a comment section down below this video that you can ask any questions if you might have it. So right now, let's go over everything that I'm going to go over in this video. First, we're going to talk about the difference between learning management systems and membership plugins. There's a little bit of history there. I'm going to hit on that pretty quick. Next, we are going to talk about the core features of LearnDash. After that, we're going to look at WordPress themes for LearnDash, not WordDash, LearnDash. Then we're going to talk about some things to consider. This is where is like the cons or the negative aspects of LearnDash that you should be aware of, because when you are going to go use something new, you don't know what you don't know, and in that section we're going to go over those items. Then we're going to go over some quick comparisons. They're not going to be in-depth. I will be having a more in-depth comparison video, but for this video, we're going to go over quick comparisons with other market-leading learning management systems. And then we're going to talk about how you can learn more about LearnDash. I keep calling it WordDash. That's okay. WordDash, LearnDash. I'm sure you could just bear with me on that. So before I start these review videos, I like to be fully transparent to you because I believe in ABS, which means always be skeptical. That's skeptical of anyone. I'm just some guy here on YouTube. Anyone that is the messenger, sometimes it's good to be a little skeptical of the messenger and the message. Before I get into more of this video, I want you to know a little bit about me. Obviously, I have a YouTube channel here that as of today has 51,000 subscribers on it, and it adds about 150 to 200 new subscribers per day. The channel has reached millions of people. My point in saying that is not to toot my own horn, but it's more to say you don't accomplish that if what you say isn't helping people. So that's the first thing. The second thing, I want to say what kind of qualifies me to make a video like this. Well, I have a website with a learning management system on it, and I've been running that for 3 years, and I have over 8,000 students in my online courses. So if you take that information together, it kind of qualifies me a little bit to make this video for you. But I love transparency, and that's why when you visit my website, in the very top of every single page, there's a link that says Transparency Report, and it's going to explain everything that goes into these videos, the entire process. Everything that you might be questioning is probably going to be answered there. It's a really great page. People love to go to that and see the information because I believe in full transparency. I do want to make a little disclosure prior to making this video. I did reach out to LearnDash to let them know I was going to be making a review. So they know that this is coming, but despite that, no one has paid for this review. I've actually been offered to make a paid review many times, and I've turned every single one of them down. I get a request probably 2 or 3 per week, and I say no to all of them. So no one has paid for this, no one has reviewed this, and no one has influenced anything that I'm going to say in this video. And some of the products that I talk about in this video, because we're going to talk about LearnDash, We're going to be talking about some themes. Some of them have referral programs, and I have links to those in the video description box down below. Now, what that means is if you did click on the link and you made a purchase for one of these items, a small portion of that will go back to support this channel, and it doesn't cost you anything additional, which is the next point. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but it actually benefits you. How does that benefit you? Because I typically will always include some form of a bonus, one of my paid training programs as a free bonus if you make certain purchases that you were just going to make anyway. So it's a win-win for you, for me, and also to support this channel, and also for whatever product you're purchasing for them to get a new customer. So for this video specifically, you could visit WPCrafter.com/LearnDash to find out the different products, have the links there, what I'm giving for free as a bonus. People love those bonuses, and I'm happy to include them because what they allow you to do is better use the tool that you probably just purchased with focused premium training on it. So I'm actually very happy to do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue on with the presentation. LMS versus membership. So traditionally with WordPress, there was only these membership solutions. So if you wanted to have an online course and you wanted it with WordPress, what you'd have to do is you'd do it through the WordPress page system. So you would create a page, and that could be the home of the course, and then you would create subpages, and it would just become this big, gigantic, unmanageable mess. And then you would have to get a membership plugin to secure all that content and allow you to sell it. But it's very limited. It's hard to manage, and it doesn't provide all of the features that really make an LMS, a learning management system, special. So then came in learning management systems, and what they allow you to do is create, facilitate, and manage online courses that you would deliver on your website. And there's also these learning aspects to it to give you control with prerequisites. So that means you might not want to allow someone to just jump to any lesson in the course. Well, you can have control with that with the learning management system, or have access to all of it right away, or be able to start a course before they finish a prior course. So there's all these controls that are in there with the learning management system. You could also drip feed content, and you can have content expire. And what's really nice is you can also track the progress of the student, and the student can actually track their own progress, because there's usually these progress bars when they mark a lesson as completed. And you can also have quizzes and issue certificates, and some learning management systems these days also allow for manual grading and submission of quiz material, things like that, or assignments is the word I was looking for. So you can have quizzes and issue certificates. So if you didn't already pick up on it, I just listed a bunch of the features already available in LearnDash, but now I want to look at some of the core features, or some of the features that I think really stand out with LearnDash. Now, after we go through the points on this slide, we're going to jump into LearnDash and take a look at some of these. So the core of any learning management system is having a course builder, and LearnDash has an excellent course builder, which I'm going to show you. And this is going to allow you to easily kind of map out your course. Whenever you are creating an online course, my first bit of advice is always to begin with the end in mind. I actually use that advice for a lot of different things, but especially the first step with creating an online course is just to create the outline for it and think through it and then assemble it. And LearnDash has a great course builder that I'm going to show you in a moment. Now, I got to be honest, they didn't always have a great course builder, but in 2017, they came out with an all-new course builder. Prior to that, I was very down on LearnDash because they didn't have this, and they added it in 2017, and I've got to say it is quite impressive. And also with LearnDash, they have the ability to have advanced quizzes that you can assign to individual lessons, or that you can assign to be taken at the end of a module or a course or a section. Now there's also some gamification features. That's where you can award badges and things like that as students progress, just to keep them going. And there's also notification systems. So you can optionally have this notification system where you could be notified and the student can be notified on certain activities that might happen as the learner progresses in the course. I also have two really favorite features that are only found in LearnDash. So these are features that are really unique to LearnDash and no one really has. And one of them is video progression. This is, I think, a game changer for a learning management system for WordPress. What this means is if your lessons are video based, you can go ahead and put in a link to the video, and only certain video hosts are supported. YouTube, Vimeo, Wistia, there's a list of them. And so what happens is you can have it be so when someone clicks on a lesson and clicks play, or you can have it autoplay, at the end of the video, it will mark the lesson as complete and then take them to the next lesson in the course. I got to say that is a very advanced feature. Not advanced meaning it's easy to use or hard to use. It's super easy to use, but advanced because it's not available anywhere else. And I think it's a big deal because most courses tend to be video based. Okay. And so this makes it easy for the learner to just start one lesson and just consume the whole thing. Okay. The next big game changer, very unique to LearnDash, is they have this, well, I'm putting the term reusable lessons on it. However, they probably have some better terminology for it. So what a reusable lesson is say you have a long course and there's 70 lessons in it, but there's probably about 10 of those lessons that pretty much could be its own course and have a life of its own. Or maybe some of those lessons you might want to use in a different course that you have available. Now, with other learning management systems, you would need to create an all new lesson and then copy and paste that content over into that copy of an existing lesson, so they're not reusable. However, LearnDash cracked the code, and pretty advanced forward thinking, if you ask me, and they added a feature that allows you to reuse lessons in this way, so you don't have to have duplicates of lessons, which can be very hard to manage over time. Let's quickly have a discussion about the cost of LearnDash. It's very reasonably priced for what it does. There's 3 packages as of today. There's 3 packages. The middle package is probably the one you want. The middle one and the one on the right of it, the middle and the higher ones, include something called propanel. So basically, it's a dashboard to get deeper insights into what's happening with your online courses and the students and the student progress. So the middle plan is going to be $189. That's per year. They might have a renewal discount. Don't quote me on that. They might not. But actually, the way that works is that's support and updates for a year. After that, your online learning management system doesn't stop working. You just don't get access to support and updates, which is something that you're definitely going to want. Anyways, for that $189, you get to be able to use LearnDash on 10 websites. And I think the next higher plan up is more for additional installations. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a quick look at LearnDash in action. So I've got an installation here, and we're going to actually come back to this installation in a moment when we're looking at the various themes for LearnDash. So one of the things right off the bat that I like about LearnDash when you install and activate it, it doesn't add like a dozen parent menu items here. I like that. UI matters to me. User interface, the user experience, it matters to me, and I'm actually going to harp down on LearnDash later in the video on that same topic, so definitely stay for the end of the video. They just had this one menu item. I love that. And then when you go here, you have everything organized. So at the bottom here, we've got our settings. One thing I wanted to show you was their add-ons. So with LearnDash, the way it's made is to kind of work on its own, and you can plug it into other existing plugins that you may be using on your website. So if you want to use a particular shopping cart for selling access to the courses, well, you can just plug LearnDash in and then go here and then activate the add-on that will allow it to integrate perfectly. So this is if you wanted it to work with, say, WooCommerce for your shopping cart. Well, I'm actually going to go through these really quick so you know what it has today. Just to clarify, though, you don't have to use an external shopping cart with LearnDash. LearnDash. There are some scenarios where you're going to want to, and I will touch on that later in this video. Okay, so here's integration with Stripe. This is for accepting payments. If you don't want to use a shopping cart, you can use this Stripe integration. It's very slick, and you can sell one-off courses. Here is if you wanted to integrate LearnDash with easy digital downloads. Here's for Samcart, which is a hosted shopping cart. I want to mention right now there is also a beta integration with ThriveCart, which is another hosted shopping cart that is quite popular. There's an integration with Restrict Content Pro. This is for adding membership features to the website. Now, LearnDash will secure all of its lessons and all of that content, but it doesn't secure content outside of LearnDash. So if you wanted to create a page that was secured and only available for people that are in a particular course, LearnDash doesn't do that, so you would want to pair it up with Restrict Content Pro, or there's two other membership plugins that it has direct integration for. Exchange WP, I don't even know why they have this anymore because that's pretty much a dead project. LearnDash notifications, I talked about notifications. This is actually a good pro here with LearnDash to make a point of is you can only enable the features that you're going to use. This makes for a much lighter experience and less of a weight that LearnDash would place on your WordPress website. So if you don't want notifications, you don't even have to have it on your LearnDash installation. So it's kind of compartmentalized these features that some would want and some don't want. So what this allows you to do is have LearnDash work exactly how you want it and not have features in there that you're not going to use. So they implemented it with an add-on plugin. And these are all included, by the way, with your purchase of LearnDash. bbPress, that is a user forum solution for WordPress. There's integration with that. That allows you to have private discussion areas for people enrolled in specific courses. There's a course grid. This is something that you'll probably want, or if you're using a page builder like me, you're probably not going to need. Zapier integration. This is great so you can integrate LearnDash with third-party systems via Zapier. That's a must. Integration with Gravity Forms. I haven't dug into that one, but I'm assuming this is more related to the registration of students so that you can have a custom registration form. WooCommerce, Event Expresso, so there's an event integration there. That'd be pretty neat for many reasons. Okay, to checkout hosted shopping cart, which is a hosted shopping cart. We've got LearnPress, which is another membership plugin, and we also have Paid Membership Pros, which is another membership plugin. Out of these three membership plugins, definitely I'm super behind LearnPress and what they're doing, as well as Restrict Content Pro, and I have reviews of those on, I accidentally went back in my browser. I have reviews on those on my website and on this YouTube channel. Okay, so let's just take a quick look at what's involved in creating a course, because that's the main thing you're going to use this for anyway. I'll go ahead and click on courses. Now there's kind of a non-standard interface that LearnDash has. So in order to kind of have it, LearnDash and the different settings pages of LearnDash take up less space here in the admin menu, they kind of condense some of the options for courses when you click on courses in this tab system. So I know for me, initially using this when I first started using it about 3 years ago, I'd go here and I wasn't used to that. So here's going to be your list of courses, and I just made a test course to show you what that's like. And right here we've got options for our courses. Now what's really nice is that, and this is a good UI thing, next to a lot of settings there's a question mark, and you click on it and it will reveal a bit of text right there that will tell you what this particular setting does. And we have a variety of settings here for that. Okay, course short codes. Let me preface, this is not a full tutorial. I should have said that right when I jumped in. It's not a full tutorial. I will have a full tutorial on LearnDash and also using it with some of the themes that I'm going to talk about. This is not that. This is a quick overview. Okay, and so here's some short codes. There are some short codes you're going to use for LearnDash to get information from LearnDash to appear on other parts of your website. For example, example, for a members dashboard page, you would create a page, name it whatever you want, dashboard, members dashboard, and then you just copy and paste in this short code right here, and then it's going to take that LearnDash information and put it on that page. So that is what these short codes are used for. You can categorize your courses and the specific categories that you can set up, and also tags. So I'm going to jump back into courses right here. So there's two ways to access the lessons for your courses, actually in the course that I'm going to go in, or it's separated here by lessons. Now, this is actually a good time. I'm just going to go ahead and click in here. This is a good time to talk about course hierarchy in LearnDash. It's different than some other plugins. So when you first log in or click on into one of your courses or go to create a new course, it's going to look just like anything else in WordPress. You get this big area here. This is where you can put a welcome video or something like that for this particular course. Now, as we scroll down, we're going to see some options that are specific for creating a course. What's nice about WordPress is you can rearrange these little option boxes, and you can also hide them if you wanted to. In the top right, it says screen options. That's a default WordPress thing. Okay, I'm going to scroll down. First thing we have here is our options specific to the course. This is where you would choose how much you want to sell the course for. This is where you'd see who has access to the course, if someone can even register for the course materials. You're going to and also the lesson sorting. You're going to put all of that stuff in right here. And this is where you can also set your prerequisites and various other things, expiration dates. It's all going to be right here, and also assign it to a certificate that someone would be able to get once they complete the course or complete a quiz related to the course. But as I continue to scroll down, this is where all of the action really happens. It's in the LearnDash Course Builder. And this is where you're going to be able to create lessons. And this is creating the container for your lesson, which means I can go right here. If I wanted to add a new lesson, I would click on this little plus here where it says lessons, just like that, and it adds the container for the lesson, and then I would just enter in a title. So actually, why don't I do that right now? As you can see, I entered setting up members dashboard, and then I would click on this check mark. So all that did was create the container for the lesson that is now available for this course. Here are the actual lessons that I've dragged from here as available lessons, and then I've dropped them here in the course. So if I wanted to do that, I can just go over the little hamburger icon. I can drag and drop it anywhere that I want to appear in this course. So if I wanted this to be at the very end, I would drag and drop it right there, and you can reorder your lessons extremely easy. This is a very nice course builder. I like it a lot. It's super easy to work with. So now what I would do is, if I actually wanted to see what this lesson looks on the front end, I would click right here. If I wanted to start editing the content, because it's just the container for the lesson, right? All it's got is a title, and it's in a order, but you're going to probably want to pop in some written content or a video or something along those lines. You would go ahead and click on this little pencil icon right there, and it would take you to be able to do that. So this is where I'm going to start talking about the course structure and how it's done in LearnDash. I do think maybe it's standard for academia, but maybe not standard for someone that has your traditional online course. So for me, I've traditionally organized the course by having either, if it's a small course, it'll just be a series of lessons, right? So this is a small course. We have a series of lessons. But if it's going to be a bigger course, you probably want to separate it up into what I've always referred to as modules. So the terminology is a little different here with LearnDash. So if you wanted to have modules and then lessons in modules, so you could say module 1 is going to be about this topic related to the course, module 2, and then there's like 10 lessons in each module. Well, the way you do that with LearnDash is you actually have the lesson be the module, and then the lesson will have topics, and those would be like the individual lessons that you would have in a module. Okay, so it's a little different way of terminology. I think they have it this way probably because LearnDash is used, and it's probably the WordPress learning management system plugin of choice for academia, and maybe that's why. So anyways, that's how that works. So you can go here and create topics if you wanted to order it like that for a hierarchy. It's important to note, let me just add, you can actually very easily in LearnDash change the names of these things. So if I wanted to change this name from lessons to modules to satisfy what I like to do, what I'm comfortable with, you have an easy way to do that. And then you can change topics to lessons if that is what you wanted to do. Okay, so we've got quizzes, and quizzes are the same thing. You can just click on the plus, create a quiz, and I've actually created a quiz and I put it right here to be on its own, but I can actually put a quiz at the end of a lesson if I chose to. So then when you have put your course all together, the structure of it, like I said, you can come here, rearrange, get rid of lessons, you can do whatever you want. You would just scroll up here, then click on update. I better do that because I just created that lesson. I made that change and now it's updated, and there's always this little snapshot here of how your course is looking. Something that I like to do and I would recommend is maybe moving this course builder from the bottom to the top. You can just drag and drop it to the top, and for all of your courses it will now appear at the top. I don't think they have a way of making it appear at the top by default. It would be nice if they did, but it's not that big of a deal. Okay, so here was that lesson that I set up. Let me go ahead and then click right here on the little pencil icon, and you can see it's going to open in a new tab, and now I'm in that new lesson, but it's just a hollow container. So right here you'd go ahead and put in your default, your contents for this particular lesson, and then right here you have some settings specific to the lesson. So you can put your course materials in here. This could be links to PDFs and whatnot. Right here is just a confirmation of what course this lesson is actually in. You can have a timer, you can upload assignments, sample lesson. Okay, so make visible on X days after sign up. This is the drip feeding your lessons. Okay, and then you can also tie to a date. Now here's that feature that I said is my favorite. It's the video progression. If you click on the question mark, actually here, let me enable it, and then go here and then click on the question mark next to video URL. And what this is going to reveal is where it's the different video providers that support it: YouTube, Vimeo, Wistia, and local videos that you have installed or uploaded in your media library. You'd go ahead and paste a link to the video right there, and then you have options if you want the video to auto start, show the controls, and the positioning of the video on the lesson page. And then right here you can check this box and it will auto complete the lesson. So that means at the end of the video it'll automatically mark it as complete and then take the learner off to the next lesson or the next topic in this particular course. That's all there is. I mean, that is literally all there is. We've got some lesson options here. You got the same thing, categories and tags. But guys, that is really all there is to making an online course. I hope you see how easy it is with LearnDash. Last thing I'm going to look at, and then we're going to continue on with the presentation because there's definitely more information to cover. I obviously didn't go over quizzes. It's super easy, but this video could be forever if I don't say no to some things. Okay, so here is where it says PayPal settings right here. This is super easy to start collecting or selling your courses via PayPal. You just put your PayPal email address. You don't need all those advanced PayPal account types. I don't think you even need a PayPal business account to do it. So anyways, this is where you set up your PayPal. If we had activated Stripe, there's going to be a spot in here, a new setting to put in your Stripe credentials. And it just couldn't be easier to get this working on your website. If you're going to use Stripe, well, everyone should have an SSL certificate on their website. Hosts provide them for free these days. You're going to definitely need that if you want to use Stripe. So, okay. Translations. This is the last thing I'm going to look at. Oh gosh. This is nice because it's going to allow you to install various translations for LearnDash because the world speaks more than English for sure. Last thing I said it was going to be last a second ago. Custom labels. This is where you can change the visible label. So remember I said you can change it from lesson to module, things like that. You can do that right here or just get used to the way it is with LearnDash. You can also change the text that's on the button. So if you don't want it to say take this course, you want it to say something else, there's an easy way to do that. Okay, let's jump back into our presentation and move and forge ahead. Okay, we're talking about themes for LearnDash. I want to preface this little section by saying I'm going to have a dedicated video on it where I'm probably going to go a little bit further in everything that I do and say. Now, it's important to note that LearnDash supports all themes, okay? It's going to work in all themes pretty much. Now, there's a big problem with that is LearnDash, I feel, and this is a personal opinion, but I think some other people watching this might agree with me, LearnDash is ugly out of the box. Let me stop for a second and say, most learning management systems are pretty ugly out of the box. See, I want my students to have this and my learning website to have a premium feel to it, right? If I'm selling access to this content, I want people to feel like some investment went into it and it's going to look really nice for them. Now, I'm really just talking about how it looks. So let me show you how LearnDash looks out of the box for just pretty much all the themes out there. And I have one right here. Okay, so here is that same website I was just in. I'm going to change the theme in a moment. I just want you to have the full impact of this, okay? So this is what a member's dashboard would look like. Hey, it's nice. It's got my picture, but it's just really bland. There's weird spacing. This is all personal preference, by the way. I'm using GeneratePress, and I'm not knocking GeneratePress. It's a great theme, but the point I'm trying to make right now is that you should choose, if you're going to use LearnDash, you should choose a theme that has LearnDash integration. That's where I'm going with this. So here's what the members dashboard is going to look like without for pretty much every website out there except the ones with specific integration. Here's what a course page is going to look like. You know, I'm focusing on the LearnDash elements, not the other elements. I didn't spend any time designing this website, okay? So this is just it's kind of bland. I mean, it works, right? But it's nothing that screams out, wow, this is premium. Okay, and here's what a lesson's going to look like. There's a video that I put in. You can see even in this theme, it doesn't even have the fit. It's not even fitting right because I'm getting the black bars on the top and the bottom. And then here's the sidebar, which actually is okay. It just doesn't scream out premium to me. So it's important for me to let you know that in showing you that I am not being down on GeneratePress. So if you're a fan of the GeneratePress theme, well, I could have just as easily chosen any other theme out there and it would have looked exactly the same, which in my personal opinion is not that great. Now with LearnDash, there are two options available. They're very different options, but there's two options available. They're very good options, and they're different. And so I'm going to show you both of the options right now and kind of tell you what's the difference between them so that you can make the choice that's best for you. The first one, and probably the most well-known, is Social Learner. It's $179 for each website, and that's per year. They might have a renewal discount. It'll probably still work perfectly fine after the year. Okay, so what Social Learner is going to do is it's going to make your website feel like a whole application. It's going to totally have this application learner environment that it puts on it. Now, there's some negatives with it. I'm going to just touch on it briefly, and that's some of the ways it does things is kind of on the dated side. Okay, so let's take a look at their website real quick. Okay, so here is Social Learner, and here so you can see just from the screenshots, it looks nice. I mean, it's going to give you a application feel, and one of the big selling points of this is it has all of these kind of social aspects to it. So your students can see other students and communicate all on your website. So think of like a Facebook group, but it's actually on the website, protected in there for your students. That's one way of doing it. It has user forums, it has private messaging, and some of these features you can turn on and turn off as well. Okay, so there's gamification, and what's really nice is when you buy it, there is a one-click installer, which you really are going to need it for this one. You click a button and it will install it all for you, which is really nice. This is what the back end looks like. So it adds a lot of new menu items. It's not because of the theme, it's because of the components that the theme pulls together. So it's using and pulling in lots of third-party stuff. So let me go here and click on plugins and show you the stuff it pulls in. Okay, so the two core things that it pulls in is BBPress, so you can have user forums, and then it pulls in BuddyPress, which is what adds a lot of those kind of social networking features. It essentially is a plugin that turns your website into a social community. Okay, Okay, and so there's all these other plugins that it uses. It pulls in WooCommerce for the selling, so you can use WooCommerce as a shopping cart, and that's how it's configured by default. Here's some of the dated things and some of the things that I wish weren't the case. Okay, so number one, it's integrated with Visual Composer, which changed its name to WP Bakery Page Builder. It's not a good page builder. I mean, it's really, really not. I haven't dug into this theme enough to see where where the dependencies are on Visual Composer, but I will say Visual Composer is a beast to work with, a beast in a bad way. And I really wish that they would remove the dependency on Visual Composer and maybe allow you to optionally use something that's much better, like Elementor. But that's just the way it is. You got to kind of take it as it comes, okay? So that's number one that I wish wasn't the case. And the other thing is all of the settings for the theme. Right here, I'm going to click on it, Boss Theme. They're all in the back end of WordPress in this settings panel. Now, this is an old way of doing things. So WordPress came out with something called the Customizer, and that's where you can, instead of having all of your settings here in the back end of WordPress, you would then instead have them in this thing called the Customizer, and I'll show you that in a moment, where when you make a change, it immediately reflects on the site. See, what happens when you're setting up and customizing or personalizing your website, there's lots of little changes that you're going to need to make. When the settings are in the back end, is say I wanted to change a font. Okay, I make a change to the font, then I have to click save, then I have to go to the front end of the website, then I have to click refresh, and then I have to wait. Okay, and if I don't like it, maybe the size just doesn't fit right, then I've got to go back and do that all over again every single time to perfect it for the way that I want it to look. So that is what I'm talking about when I'm saying that there are aspects of this theme that are dated. Okay, and here, let me just go to the front end, of course, and you're going to see it's a very nice looking website, and here it is. I mean, it's very, very nice. So you can see it feels like an application, so I can click on my courses, and I can see a list of the courses that I'm in, or actually, let's see, all courses, what I should click on. And then here it is. I can click on this course that I'm in, click on see more, and here it is. So it has this application feel to it. Okay, so that is the social learner theme. Next is kind of a polar opposite of what that does, and that is the Astra theme, which comes in at $50. It's actually a free theme, and the free theme has LearnDash integration, and it will make it look great right out of the box. But then they also have a pro extension. It's $59, and it's for unlimited websites, so you can use this for lots of websites. And it's really what I call a smart theme. And what I mean by smart theme is a lot of things automatically just start working for you. It's kind of like you jump in a Tesla versus some old car. There's a lot of things that happen automatically for you. You walk up to it, it opens the door for you. You sit down in it, you tell it where you want it to go, and it will drive you there. And so that's what I mean by smart theme. So let me show you that right now. So here is their website, the Astra theme, and I'm not going to actually show you much on this website. You could check it out. One of the big benefits, though, of using the Astra theme is their starter sites. So these are completely designed websites that you can restore with 3 mouse clicks. It'll do everything for you. And so, for example, the website that I'm going to show you, I did 1 mouse click and I installed this website here, which is perfect for a coach that wants to sell ebooks and have online courses. It's perfect for that. So let's go ahead and take a look here. So this was the site that I was in and showing you all that LearnDash stuff. So I'm going to go to Appearance, Themes, and this is where I have Generate Press installed. I'm going to click on Activate for the Astra theme. Okay, now it is activated. So I'm going to just show you the stark differences right now. So here is what the LearnDash looked like, the members dashboard of LearnDash looked like and how it will look like on a theme that doesn't have integration. So I'm just going to click on refresh, and we can see immediately. Now, let me preface this. I have not done any work to spruce this up or to design it, so I haven't added background color or anything like that. This is with no effort, zero effort, and you can see it already looks a lot better. And keep in mind, zero effort went into this. Obviously, I would go and I would do a lot more things to it to make it look how I wanted it, but this is zero effort. It already looks way better. I think this might expand down. It just looks way better. Okay, so here is the course index page where all the info on the courses and a list of lessons. I'm going to go ahead and click on refresh. Mind you, this is zero work has gone into this. This was just activating it. I haven't put a video in here, some course content. I haven't put maybe a different color or changed the font sizes or anything. And it already just looks fabulous right out of the box. It looks excellent. Okay. And lastly, here is the lesson page. I'll go ahead and click on refresh, and you can see, oops, let me pause that. The videos fit perfectly. I got rid of all those black bars that I was having. I put no content in here. Our sidebar widgets look a lot better, and this has a more premium feel, and I've spent no time on it, zero time. And here's the kicker. Everything I just showed you was using the free version of the theme. I haven't even activated the Pro extension yet. So let's go ahead and activate that Pro extension. Okay, so let me go here, and I got to go to plugins. Now, when I activate Astra, it doesn't require me to have all these plugins installed that add more weight to the website. Okay, so it's still going to be very fast and lightweight. Okay, here's Astra Pro. I'm going to go ahead and click on activate. Now, there's a ton of features to it. I'm not going to go over them all in this video because I'm going to have a dedicated video for the Astra theme for LearnDash. Okay, so now that I've activated it, I'm going to go to appearance, and here it is, Astra options. And right here is how Astra works. It's kind of like how LearnDash works, where there's all these features, and you can just activate the feature that you want on your website, so it keeps your website very lean and efficient. So what we can see right here is that there's a Lifter LMS integration. I can click on activate, and it's now going to enable me to have some additional features for Lifter LMS. Now, let me just go through some of the features here. So there's colors and backgrounds, and these are with the Pro add-on. There's expanded typography. There's spacing, so you can have control over all the spacing. There's transparent headers. There's sticky headers. There's page headers, and page headers is actually a feature you're going to probably want to use. What that allows you to do is, so you can see right here is the title of this page that I'm on, which is this course index page. Well, with page headers, you can make it all be transparent with a nice background image, and then the title would instead be there. It's just, you could do some really pro things extremely easy with that page headers. Custom layouts is insanely awesome. It allows you to put pieces of content in specific areas on your website. It's really neat. Site layouts, that's going to unlock additional layouts of how you want the page to be, whether it be full width, fluid, boxed, things like that. Footer widgets, scroll to top, WooCommerce. When I have the dedicated video on LearnDash and Astra theme, I will go over the WooCommerce integrations. They are some of the best. Oops, and it looks like I activated the wrong learning management. Okay, there's LearnDash. That is available. Also, white label. If you're making websites for your customers, you can white label the theme. That doesn't mean change the name and sell it. That means, or sell the plugin. That means when your customer goes to themes underneath appearance, you can control all of that information. There's also some quick links here, and here's some quick links that take you into the customizer. So I showed you with Social Learner that all the theme options are in the back end, and it can be very tedious to make changes. With Astra, all those changes are in the customizer. So here I can click on customize, and now what happens is the content just moves over a little bit to the right, and then I have all these options that are going to appear here on the left. And as I make a change, I can immediately see what happens, and I can get it just right with minimal effort. Okay, so let's look at some of the feature options that we have in here for LearnDash. I'm going to go through them pretty quick. So for layout, you can see there's a specific option here for LearnDash. I can go here. It has a really neat feature called distraction-free learning. So with this enabled, when someone's in a lesson, it's going to remove the menu like that, and it's going to be distraction-free. And if I click on this checkbox, it'll also show a little gravatar image like that. So let me click on Publish, and then I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to do a refresh so we can see. So this is called distraction-free learning. So essentially the menu went away, and this would we can make this link to the members dashboard. I think this is a great feature that they came up with. Okay, here we are again. Okay, so there's some stuff here for the course table. I'm actually not on the course. Let me click on this in the customizer to go to where the course is. This is actually kind of cool. So you can see how you have these, it's just the little touches, right? You can see how these edges are kind of sharp edges. Well, you can actually have a border radius. So if I wanted a border radius of 5, you can see how it just rounded out those corners. That's a small feature, but you know what? I really like that feature a lot. So I'm glad that they added that. It just adds that little extra bit of personality and charm. You could probably easily add that with custom CSS. Okay, so I'm going back, and then with the colors, you can totally customize the LearnDash colors right here. So here's all the aspects of LearnDash, and you have full control over the colors. The same thing when we go to fonts, you can have control over all of the fonts. So I'm just scratching the surface on it right here. I don't want to make this video too long, but you can see that the point was to show you that it made LearnDash look beautiful by just activating it. The free version, the pro version extends that and gives you some other neat features that kind of doesn't give it the full application feel like Social Learner, but it's nice. It adds the avatar in the header like that. I mean, there's definitely some nice things that you can do. And I didn't demonstrate it, but you have full control over the layout, the site layout for the lesson pages, for all of the LearnDash related pages. So if you wanted to move the sidebar to the left or the right, or you didn't want a sidebar, there's so many different things that you're able to do. But like I said, I'm going to have a specific video on this. Let's just go ahead and jump back into our presentation. So that was the Astro theme. It's $59. So how do you choose between these two available themes? Well, I think the main thing is, do you want to have one website you have to take care of, or two websites you have to take care of? If you're using the Social Learner theme, you're probably going to want it to be a separate website, because you don't probably want to have that be your blog, because it just has too much of an app feel for having it be. It could certainly be your blog, by the way, but it's just probably, let's just put it this way, most people that have Social Learner, it's a two website solution, and there's some complications that come with that that I'll explain in a moment. Okay, you have to ask yourself, do you need those social aspects that come with the Social Learner theme? If you don't, you might want to go with Astra. If you really feel strongly that you do, then you're going to want to go with Social Learner. The last consideration, I think, is the learning curve. With Astra, there you saw there's like no learning curve. But if you're going to implement Social Learner, you're not just learning the settings for Social Learner. You're learning the BuddyPress, the BBPress. There's all of these learning curves that you're going through. So here's an important question that I want to be fully transparent and answer is, what did I choose for my website and why? Oops, that just skipped ahead a little bit too far. Okay, for me, I prefer a one website solution for a lot of reasons. I want someone to have one account on my website that they can use to go through the course, leave comments on my blog post, and interact in the user forum solution that I'm using on my website. I want them to have one login. I don't want to have two separate websites, and then you have that user login issue. If they want to leave a comment on my main website, but they have an account on the other one, it can just become a mess. There are technical solutions to kind of help with that, but I want to have as less moving parts as possible on my website. I want my website to move smoothly. Now, the regards to the point I accidentally pushed, go where people are, Facebook, that is my philosophy. I didn't see the value in having all those social features on my website, because I believe that for some things you got to go where the people are. And I don't really sit there and think that out of my 8,000 students that they're going to be sitting on my website right there interacting with each other. And so what I chose instead was to go where they are. Where are they? They're on Facebook. What does that mean? I started a Facebook group. I have a Facebook group. There's 5,500 people in it. And that's a better place because that is where people are already. So if I put some information in or a post up in this Facebook group, well, everyone's already on Facebook. Bam, they're going to see that information. I wanted to go where people were, and I don't mind that it's on Facebook at all. In fact, one of the biggest or most well-known places, let's just say it this way. WP Elevation, they're the ones that probably made Social Learner popular, and they even have a Facebook group for their community. So for me, I felt like having it all on Facebook is fine. If I'm going to have less complications, I'm going to have one website, less moving parts, less companies to deal with. I thought that was the better move for me. But if you're an educational institution or something like that, it's great that there is stuff like Social Learner available, because you want that separate application portal feeling. So I think Social Learner is great. I think Astra is great. For me, I chose the Astra route for all the reasons I just said. Okay, things to consider. I'm going to just go through things because this videos get a little too long already. Okay, LearnDash is just one piece of a solution. It's not an all-in-one solution, and I'm going to elaborate a little bit more on that when I talk about the other leading options or comparing it to other learning management systems. So that's both in life, right? Everything is a strength and a weakness, a pro and a con. So with LearnDash, it's really just one piece of a solution. If you want to sell course bundles, actually here, let me just say what LearnDash is not. Okay, LearnDash is not a membership solution. It protects the course content, but it doesn't protect content elsewhere. If you want that, you're going to need to add a membership solution. It's not a shopping cart. If you want to sell course bundles, you're not going to do that with LearnDash by itself. You need a separate shopping cart. Okay, and there's other examples like that. And if you don't have a shopping cart, there's no ability to have coupons for maybe a course or a voucher or things like that, or the bundles. So you need a shopping cart for that. So the point was that LearnDash is one piece of a solution. So if you're someone that already has all these other systems and you just want to plug the courses in, LearnDash is ideal for that scenario. But that being said, another thing to consider is there's more setup required, maybe because of that, and more moving parts, maybe. So if you just want a couple of courses, you're going to sell them individually. You don't need to protect outside content in other areas of your WordPress website. LearnDash is actually less setup than other solutions. But if you want that shopping cart, you want that membership, there's going to just be more moving parts and more setup. So it's good to just know that going in. Here's something that I don't like about LearnDash, and I think that they should consider. I should ask them to really strongly consider adding this, because it's about the user, and that is having an onboarding process. They don't have that right now. So here's an example. Say if any of you have installed WooCommerce, the minute you activate WooCommerce, it immediately takes you into this onboarding process where it asks you certain things and it sets some things up for you all automatically. That is lacking with LearnDash. When you activate LearnDash, all you see is the new option in the menu. You don't even know what to do next. Now, for a lot of people, that's not really a big deal. But I do think it would be nice. So if it pulled up and said, okay, do you want us to set up a membership dashboard for you? Click yes, and it creates the page, and then it adds the shortcode, and then it goes to the next step. Would you like us to install a demo course for you so that you can see how LearnDash works? Yes. Go to the next step. Do you want to sell courses with LearnDash and use Stripe? Yes. And then it adds the Stripe add-on. That is sorely needed, I think. It's not a deal breaker. It's not the end of the world, but it's something that I really hope that they consider adding. Okay, and then the other challenge is, but we've already hashed this out, LearnDash is ugly out of the box, but it's not a LearnDash thing. I'm not picking on you, LearnDash. All of them are. Okay, so let's jump to the next slide. Quick comparisons. This is going to be quick. I will have a more in-depth comparison video coming out, and this is all in alphabetical order. There's something called LearnPress. I'm just going to say it right now, and you can watch the other video. They have very questionable reliability and a questionable business model and a questionable commitment to LearnPress. Let's just say, I think with certain plugins, you need to go with market leaders. LearnPress is not a market leader. And the reason I say go with a market leader is because you want a company that's going to be around and be there for you when you need them, if it's going to be an important part of what you're doing online. Then there's LMS, and this is really a battle. They're very equally matched, but it's really a battle towards an all-in-one solution or a single feature solution. So LMS, it's all-in-one. You activate it. It has the shopping cart. It has the coupons, the vouchers, all of that stuff, the course bundles, the membership. It does all of that automatically. It's all built into it. So it's more of an all-in-one solution, where I was saying that LearnDash is more of that single feature, and you would then plug it into the other systems that you want to use. And so that's the main difference between those two. They're very comparably priced, and I'll go into more detail in the main video comparison. Okay, Sensei. Sensei has a very questionable future. Do not use Sensei. I'm strongly urging people, do not use it. And I'll go over that more as to why. It just has an extremely questionable future. I view it as abandoned, and having been abandoned for the last 2 years, since Automatic, the parent company of WordPress, purchased WooCommerce, and Sensei came along for the deal. It's very questionable, and you have a lot of people that are using Sensei that are trying to get out of it. Here's the thing. It is very, very important to choose the right solution on day one. That doesn't mean you can't change. What that means is it's a major pain in the butt to change later on. Okay. All right. Okay. And then there's, of course, hosted solutions. For me, it boils down to one thing. Of course, we can say those hosted solutions are $50 a month, $500 a month. They're very rigid. They keep your money. They take a portion of your money. They're in control of your money. They control your customers. But for me, it really boils down to owning your own platform. I want to own my own platform every single time, and that's why I will always go with a learning management system for WordPress over a hosted solution. Also, some people think, oh, it's going to be easier, this hosted solution, less things to deal with. No, you're going to have a learning curve no matter what you choose to use. You're just going to have a learning curve, and there's no way of avoiding it. Okay, so let's just try to wrap this all up. Okay, LearnDash is one of the best learning management systems available today, hands down. Dare I say they are the market leader, not a market leader, the market leader. And that's why you have them being trusted by large institutions. It's for a reason. Okay. They offer deep integrations with third-party systems like WooCommerce, hosted shopping carts, and all of that. That is a big plus. And there's also third-party support. I didn't get to it. There's also third-party extensions, plugins, and add-ons that have extended what LearnDash can do. And it boils down to LearnDash really is a tool that you can rely on, and that's what guides my most important purchasing decisions is, can I rely on this? Is there a history there? And as my business grows, they will grow too and enable me to do more later on. And I'm going to just tell you, LearnDash has a very bright future. If I would have made this video a year ago, and I'm so glad I didn't, I would say LearnDash, meh. But then they came out with that course builder and that video progression feature, and that's just the beginning. And they have a very bright and very exciting future ahead of them. Okay, so here's how you can learn more about LearnDash. Subscribe to the YouTube channel here. This is what I have planned for LearnDash. I'm going to have a tutorial with LearnDash and Astra. I'm going to try to do a tutorial with LearnDash and Social Learner. There's just a lot more moving parts with Social Learner, so it might be a little harder to do because I've got to go through BuddyPress and BBPress and all of that. But I do have a bunch of videos that are going to come out regarding LearnDash, and you definitely would want to subscribe and turn on notifications. And I already talked up this bullet point, so these videos are definitely coming, and I have a lot of stuff about WordPress, tutorials, training, and all that kind of stuff here, as well as I do live video on YouTube where you can ask me questions, and there's no cost. I mean, there's zero cost to it. Okay, I have a course that is almost about to come out. It's called the Course Creator Masterclass. I have made over 600 videos. Yes, that's crazy. And I reveal all the secrets in this course. The course is probably going to be $199 or $299. I haven't figured it out. But then again, if you go and visit WPCrafter.com/LearnDash, most likely I'm going to include that for free if you purchased LearnDash through the link on my website. Remember, at the very beginning of the video, I shared how the various links are referral links, and if you click on that link, I might earn a commission, and what I do in exchange is I include a premium training bonus for you that's going to allow you to get the most out of that particular tool. It doesn't cost you anything additional. It's a win for everybody. Well, that's what I'm talking about, Course Creator Masterclass. I have a bunch of courses. Most of the things you might want to buy WordPress related, and there'll be a specific page on my website that will tell you kind of a bonus that I would include if you did purchase it through there. That's how I can kind of continue making these videos for you. So that's all I have for you in this video. Obviously, there's probably some loose ends. I could say with about 99% accuracy, everything that I went through in this video is spot on. And so I have a comment section down below, YouTube comment section. You can ask me an additional question. I will try my best to answer it as accurately as possible. With a YouTube channel as large as mine, it can attract some haters sometime. So right now, if you can give this video a thumbs up, it will really help show that this is a video that has information that is geared to helping people make the right choice for themselves. And I hope you appreciated that aspect of this video. I wanted to give you the information so that you can decide what is best for you. So I just want to lastly thank you for investing this time into this video, into watching my content, listening to me. I really believe that all the work that went into preparing for this is going to help as many people as possible. So feel free to reach out to me in the comments below. I'm a very approachable guy, and thank you for watching. I hope to see you in future videos in the comment sections and on the live broadcasts that I do. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.